actually sitting on the couch and the wife called. She said, "Did you hear what happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock?" I was like, "No." And then I went to Instagram and I started scrolling down my timeline. And I'm like, "What?" So then I had to look at the video and, you know, see for myself what was going on and come up with my own opinion. And I'm like, not buying it.
So now, what is your opinion of what they say Will did? Like, if what Will Smith did was true, if that wasn't a setup, if that wasn't, that what's, how do you feel as a comedian about him walking up there and putting his hands on a performer?
Well, let me say this. If it is true, which I don't believe it is,
Mm-hmm.
uh, he was already all the way wrong. It was premeditated. And I will say the way it makes me feel is I feel like the comedy culture in itself is already under attack through cancel culture, through the things that we can say as far as freedom of speech. And I think now this has kind of pushed the level a little bit far. Even though Will Smith is a celebrity, now we're being attacked physically for the things that we say, and now that's where the line gets drawn. Like this is too far. Uh, Comedy should have a safe space. You should be able, if a comedian can talk about himself with self-deprecating humor, uh, I should be able to say some things about other people and get the same and equal fair treatment of laughs. On the flip side of that coin. So uh, Chris Rock is definitely an icon in this comedic community. And, if he don't have a safe space, what about the rest of them?
That's true. Now, are you and other comedians, are you finding out for more people have you spoken to any fellow comics who may be worried now that audience members will think this is an acceptable response to heckling?
Uh, I haven't really spoke to any other comics about it just yet because I'm still, I still haven't reached out to them. I just formulated my own opinion before, what I mean? I got influenced by what others were thinking. And I'm not really hearing it from comics, but I'm hearing some of the men say, yeah, I don't agree with what he's saying, but as far as him standing up for his wife, I agree with that. And I think this is just another push of, I guess, toxic masculinity. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
at what point are you not able to say what you feel? You know what I mean? They tell you all the time, it goes all the way back to when you're a child. People can say whatever they want to say, as long as they don't put their hands on you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just the way it goes. What other people' opinion is about me doesn't that's not my business because
Could
I
you
don't
talk a
live for
little
other
bit
people.
more? Could you talk a little bit more about toxic masculinity? I've never heard that before. I like that.
Toxic masculinity, is the old status quo. You know what I mean? From when, men being chauvinistic or not treating women fairly, you know what I mean? The boys club, maybe being abusive, not letting women have their voice being heard, or just physical violence. We always push a culture where you don't settle things with your hands. That's not the way you settle things. That is the law. You know what I mean? And so to do this on a national platform in front of millions of viewers on the television, on the internet, across other social media platforms like blogs and all these types of things, it just pushed the narrative that, it's okay to attack people, and it's not. I don't care who you are. You're not supposed to put your hands on people, and that is toxic. It is abusive. It is uh, uh, emotional, causes emotional distress. You know what I mean? You know, Nobody likes to walk around and have to not be able to speak freely and have to second guess the things that they're about to say before they say it,
Mm.
feeling like they're going to offend somebody. Especially when you come to a place that's known for jokes, known for laughter, known for humor that's going to be a little taboo. He said that, but it's all in fun, and it's always been that way.
Can I ask you then? So, Will's like so Jada Pinkett Smith is openly, talking about or sharing her pain with dealing with alopecia. And so that's a medical issue, right? And it's one
Mhm.
that a lot of black women are suffering with, a lot of women of color are and things. What is off limits? Did Chris Rock go too far?
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. My thing is okay, if she's suffering from alopecia, she knows that. I think when you live in your truth, the truth will find you. Now, it may be hurtful, but at the same time, you know, he just made a statement. He made a comment. If she's put it out to the world that she has, everybody knows her story. You know what I mean? Uh, and she's not the first person to wear a bald head, the first woman to wear a bald head. She's not the last person to wear a bald head. My thing is, things that are presented in public are open for public opinion, and things that are left behind closed doors are private. So everything is fair game when you're out in the public. Now, you know, I can't control what you're sensitive to. You know what I mean? It's not like he talked about uh, a, I guess a deformity, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like her alopecia is not a debilitating disease. You understand what I'm saying? It's not keeping her from living a normal functioning life. It's just something that happens to some people, and people make jokes about all type of things. Now, should he be punished because she's sensitive?
Wow. And could you just share a snippet? You said that something like this has happened to you before. Uh, do you feel comfortable talking about that or you don't?
I do. Listen, I don't know if anybody has been slapped before. I've been slapped before. I'm not proud of it. It don't feel good. You know what I mean? I've saw, and we've all saw different slapping videos across Facebook and YouTube, these slap competitions or slap boxing. And let me say this. Chris Rock, like I say, is a 57-year-old man that I don't think that a slap like that, if it was on a nice slap or a slap that contacted well, I don't think he would still be standing up. That's why I think it's news. If you get slapped uh, appropriately or made great contact with, your eye gonna water, your ear gonna ring. You understand? You gonna recalibrate your jaw. You know what I mean? Because that's pain. That's a ringing sensation. And just for me, you know what I mean? Like a good slap will make you walk away and go, whoa, wait a minute. You got to think about it. It might even bring them little gray lights that you see sometime when you stretch as an older man or an older woman, you know what I mean? To let you know that age, father time has caught up with you. You know what I mean? So I'm not buying it because, look, that's a sound bite that can be added in the production, and the camera angles were just too perfect. Where Will Smith was to the camera, Chris Rock's face was at the perfect angle where you could only see his reaction from the initial swing. You heard a pop, and I just felt like his Will hand was just too flat. When you gonna slap somebody, you gonna have just a little bit of cuff in your hand to get that contact that you want to feel. And hey, this is the biggest platform for actors. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't it be believable? Will Smith is an A-rated actor. Chris Rock has hosted the Oscars several times. It's all about ratings, publicity stunt, and I stand by that.